I'm Heidi Lynn from Harnessing Life. Today I wanted to talk about reality check. We all need them. Sometimes it's helpful when it comes from other people. Sometimes it's even more helpful when it comes from ourselves. In a previous video, I talked about key aspects of self-care. One of those I called grounding self-care because it kind of gets us out of this headspace and back to reality. So that aspect is what I wanted to talk a little bit more on today. One of those grounding self-care practices is self-affirmations. So maybe to start, let's talk about what is a self-affirmation. This is something that you say to yourself that is a truth. So first, I guess you have to separate fact from fiction. You have to look at your beliefs about yourself and decide what is true and what is not. A lot of the things we believe about ourselves come from our parents or other peers or other people that we looked up to growing up, and sometimes they're not true. These things that we say to ourselves in our minds, or when someone says something about us and inside we're thinking, oh yeah, thanks, but that's not true. Usually, that's a limiting belief, and you can kind of catch those and then think about them. Like, is this true for me all the time? Ask yourself those types of questions. So, affirmations are what is actually true about you personally, and you can find those, or you can think of those on your own, or there's lots of examples online. I'm just going to give a few examples at the end of this video as well, so stick around till the end for those. They're useful in helping us to rewire our brains, because especially those of us who have been through trauma of any kind, that trauma wires your brain to have certain automatic reactions. So you want to rewire your brain so those automatic reactions can change. Change from a trauma response to a healthy response. And self-affirmations are one way in which, however you finish that sentence, is one way that helps you to do that. You can use them effectively, or most effectively, if you are staring at a mirror. I know this feels really weird for many people, most people, is to stare at a mirror and say them to yourself while looking yourself in the eye. It feels terrible, but it works, and it can change the wiring of your brain and help you to feel better about yourself and about your surroundings and everything that's going on in your life. Some examples, just briefly, are I am strong, I am enough, or I can do hard things, or I am brave. You can come up with some on your own or look online, but try and practice some of these and see how it helps you. You have to do it over more of an extended period of time. It's not something you do once and then say, oh, that didn't help me, I'm not going to do it again, it was weird and awkward. You have to actually put some effort into it, intentional effort, and you will see results over, let's say, do it for 3 weeks and see the changes that you feel about yourself. If you don't feel a change, think about how you were doing it. Maybe you weren't doing it intentionally. Maybe you didn't really believe the words that you were saying. Sometimes it's hard to do that at first. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, right? So you say these words, you don't really believe them because you've had these other limiting beliefs for so long. But the more you say it, the more you realize it is true. And you can start accepting those parts of yourself. So I hope this helped you, and I hope you practice these self-affirmations in an effective way. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care.